Hey all, welcome to ShareTrack. This is Raj here. Friends, today I want to talk to you about two topics. The first is the good news that CRISPR Therapeutics has completed the rolling BLA submission to FDA. And I'm going to talk to you about what it means to us. And the other item I want to talk to you about is a reverse head and shoulder pattern that I have seen on the Tesla price charts. We'll go and check it out and see what it means. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Vertex Pharmaceuticals and CRISPR Therapeutics said Monday that they completed the submission of rolling BLA to FDA for their investigational Exa-cel treatment for sickle cell disease and transfusion-dependent beta thalassemia. The application included requests for a priority review. So they have a priority review voucher that allows them to request a priority review. What it means is that the company said that if priority review is granted, it could cut the FDA's review of the application to 8 months from the time of submission, compared with a standard review timeline of 12 months. If you recollect, Bluebird had sold their priority review voucher for $1.1 million. So that's again and something else that CRISPR could get because of the fact that they are looking at this kind of a disease. So let's hope FDA grants that to them. So that will be an indirect benefit, not only in terms of value, but also in terms of the timeline. And if submissions completed now, and it takes around 8 months, then it puts the potential approval of Exa-cel to be at the end of Q4 2023 and at the beginning of Q1 2024. However, CRISPR and Vertex have already made necessary arrangements to process patient as soon as they get approval. So it's going to be a very interesting period. I was hoping that we would have the approval by the beginning of the third quarter, but it seems like it's going to be towards the end of fourth quarter and towards the beginning of the first quarter of 2024. So with that said, Vertex is saying that they estimate that a network of around 50 authorized treatment centers in the US should suffice, and around 25 authorized treatment centers in Europe should suffice. Now, they have a logic behind this. It seems that they have a target of around 32,000 patients combined for both US and Europe who are suffering from a severe version of this disease. And they are all clustered around facilities. So they are geographically clustered around a facility where they get their regular transfusions multiple times during the year because they suffer from what is called as vaso-occlusive crisis, which is the symptom for this disease. And that makes them dependent on facilities where they can have blood transfusion. So they're all clustered in areas, and it's very easy for Vertex and CRISPR to put authorized treatment centers in those areas and thereby reduce the number of authorized treatment centers they need to put up. So in my opinion, that's again another positive for them. And I feel that right now the price of CRISPR Therapeutics is quite low. Let's take a quick look at the price chart. And after that, I'm going to also talk about Tesla. So let's move on to the TradingView platform. So now here we are in the TradingView platform, and I'm looking at the CRISPR Therapeutics stock. And as you can see, today the stock had fallen around 3.47%. It's been consolidating in a range. It's been range bound for a while now. And I'm just going to draw a range out here. Market red. I'm just going to clone this and pull it down. Mark this green. So you can see that this is the price range in which we are moving, and we have the support from the 9-day exponential moving average, which is this fluorescent line. So we are dancing around the 9-day exponential moving average. And what we need for us to do is to break through above this. And I feel that CRISPR has got great potential to see a price increase. There is a lot of sluggishness due to external market factors as well, the high interest rate regime and overall economic condition. But with all the things that are working out for CRISPR in CRISPR's favor, I think it has to move up. The question is, when will it take up? Will it continue moving along this range and then pick up somewhere closer to the third quarter? We don't know. We have to watch this carefully because the price will start creeping up slowly over a period of time, because the action is going to happen towards the end of the year. There is nothing before that time. So that's the tricky part. So let's watch CRISPR very closely. Now, next, I would like to take you to the price chart for Tesla. So if you look at Tesla price chart out here, I can clearly see a head and shoulder pattern where this is the shoulder, and this is the head. And if I was to draw a target, I would say the neckline is somewhere out here. And I'm going to clone this and change the color of that to red and pull it up. Place it out here. So I'm looking at a target price of 271.93 for Tesla. And that is if this head and shoulder pattern succeeds. We had a head and shoulder pattern developing earlier, but then it died before the shoulder could be formed out here. That is not the case out here. So I'm hoping that we are able to pierce through. Now, there are a few factors that you have to remember when it comes to Tesla. I'm going to talk about that once we get out of the TradingView platform. But suffice to say that we are poised in a bullish pattern, and there is every reason for Tesla to go up. But there are some fundamental issues that we have to talk about. I think that Tesla is underpriced, in my personal opinion. There is talk that Tesla may be planning a smaller and less expensive crossover to be the first vehicle to ride on its next-gen platform. And if that happens, that's a bullish thesis out there, because then it's going to spur the purchase of Tesla cars, that new car that's going to come up, because it's going to be at a lower price point, and that will boost sales, and that will also create more market and volume for Tesla. Meanwhile, there is concern that the inventory glut is likely to happen as excess supply reported by Tesla hit 13 days worth of sales at last quarter's pace, 2/3 increase over year's end. And independent analysts calculate that the level will be north of that official figure. This leads to the fear of further discounts to clear the inventory and hence drop in margins, and forms the bearish thesis for the stock price. In trailing 12 months, Tesla has built more than 78,000 cars than it has delivered to the customers. So that's the bearish part of it. But here is my interpretation, right? So usually the market is driving Tesla, and market is demanding more, and the focus is more on how can they ramp up their production to meet all the demand, and hence book the income and book the profits. That was the game so far. And now I think with their plan for a smaller crossover at a lower price point coming up, I do not see the current situation that Tesla is in as a negative. In my personal opinion, they have this extra inventory available to sell, so they can slow down the production of their regular Tesla inventory, and they can focus on ramping up the production of the crossover, the new smaller car, and then start aggressively selling it. So they can focus their attention out there to bring it up to speed and release it to the market while the excess inventory is being consumed. And I think that must be Elon Musk's plan for ramping up all the inventory, all the production, so that they have sufficient inventory to sell to the market while they're ramping up on the new crossover, smaller car. So that's the reason why I feel that Tesla is looking at a bullish jump. And overall disclosures, I do not own CRISPR. I hope to buy it. And I own a lot of Tesla stock on my Canadian side. So around 32% of my portfolio on the Canadian side is Tesla. And around 32% is Apple, and a decent amount is also in Microsoft. So that's the combination out there. So that's my disclosure. So these are all my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. So please make sure that you talk to your financial advisor, or you do your own due diligence before you buy. Please put your comments below so that I can understand what you are thinking, and I can get a share of the mind from the community. So that's all for today, my friends, and I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye for now.